Righto guys, here we are in the sim now as you've got both yokes set up, as you can see. Just to test that these switches are actually going to work. We can obviously configure them independently inside the simulator software, but I just want to go to the game controller software here in Windows. So you probably can't see this, but I've got obviously a number of controllers. The Leo Bodner board that these are attached to is the BU0836A interface. And so I've just picked that one up there, advanced properties, go to, properties. And then we've got obviously all of the switch points here. So we can now check those individually to make sure that they are working. So let's do push to talk left side pilot. And 15 is flashing. Perfect, that works. Let's go right side here, number 22 flashing, so that's going to work. Let's go the trim control, servo control, up, perfect, there it is there, and down, perfect. Okay, all those switches are working there. On the co-pilot side, I didn't configure the elevator trim, elevator trim on this one yet. I haven't hooked that one up, so I know that's not working, but these two should be working. Let's try that. So co-pilot side, yep, 29's working, and the hat switch there is picked up as well. So that's okay, I can pick that up inside of the simulator. So all switches working, great. All right, well, next thing I'll do is cut to a scene and let's test this in the air with the new feel yokes and switches, and importantly the elevator trim, to see how that works. Let's go now. G'day everyone. So up now here, I've got the yokes installed, and look, off the bat, really happy with how these have behaved. They're so solid now compared to the old ones. No play in it at all, and really responsive. Loving the responsiveness. I'm back to a single hand, whereas before I was having to sort of use the other hand because they were just flexing. No more flex in this at all. Really happy with that. I've got the push to talk configured for VATSIM, and that's already set up, so I don't need to go into that now. Oh wow, look at the rain coming in. Haven't seen that before in FS20. That's really cool. Let's see if we can hit it. So that's that, and also, but the interesting one as well, which I didn't have configured before, and I'm going to just show you now, is the electric trim up and down. And I've set that up in FS 2020, and it actually works really well. So if I can show you that now, I'll just take the back pressure out and configure it up, and so here we are now, and you know, fairly level, and back pressure gone. But now if I hold that nose up, watch what happens. Up she goes, and then hold nose down. Down she goes, and then you can obviously just, you know, push to just give you those finer increments. So that works really well. So that's a lovely little upgrade that I'm really happy I've done, and I'm sure that'll help. You know, just doing some finer tune trimming, other than using the wheel down there. So really happy with that. As I said over here, this is for rudder trim. I haven't got that hooked in, that's just for show. Another subscriber of mine suggested that the push button over here we can use to potentially disengage autopilot. Haven't got that configured yet. It is wired up, and I'll do that at a separate point as well. So yeah, look, really happy with it. I'll get the co-pilot side done as well, so I think I can, because I've got this actually on a different board. This is wired to an Arduino board, whereas that's wired to another Arduino board. So I've got two separate inputs on boards there. So that's pretty good. So that's able me to separate all of these out. I'll try and configure this co-pilot one as well and see if that actually works. I think it will. It'll do the same thing, but I'll try that and see how that goes. But look, so far this is really good. So beautiful and nice and stiff, no play in the the yoke at all, but really enjoying it, and yeah, can't thank it enough. I'm going to go and try a landing fairly soon and see what that looks like, but so far, yeah, really enjoying this as it stands. And I mean, look, I'm trimmed out here at just doing a 50 vertical, but you know, almost nothing, and back pressure's all out. I'm in the neutral position on the yoke, so really good, really happy with this, so excellent. One of the slight drawbacks that I do want to call out for these particular yokes, but I don't think it's necessarily the yoke as such, more so me relative to the yoke. Unfortunately, it's not that it's a real issue, but I'm a fraction too high, I believe, and I should have a seat that's a little bit lower, but unfortunately this office chair that I use doesn't go any lower than this, and it's a steel frame, so I can't actually cut it back. Now again, I may look at doing a office chair upgrade or seat upgrade at a point in time in the future, so I'm probably just a fraction too high relative to the yoke, but I mean, I've got full, you know, back and forward motion on it, so I can do all of that. That's pretty good, and yeah, and as I say, no play in it at all, so really happy with how it's turned out, and I think you'll agree, they certainly look the part, so really happy with that. That's alright, much better control. Yeah, heaps better control. And yeah, like this, like the feel of the way it feels. The yoke's so much better to control with one hand on the yoke. Love it. Okay, thumbs up for the yokes. Really happy with it, and I'll keep configuring away with certain bits and pieces. But yeah, upgrade, what's that, number 3 or 4 done? Next, I think we'll look at the graphics card and screens and get into 2K and 4K resolution. The trim's performing fantastic. That servo-based trim, I think is what it is, works really well. So let's just go on an extended downwind here, and yeah, it works really well. You can just push it little increments, and gets it done really well. Really nice, like it. Oh, that's going to come in so handy. You can just make those little adjustments, really useful. Numbers, and we'll just pull this back and see how it goes. Oh, okay, a little bit more. It's working, just got to figure it out a little bit differently. Yeah, okay, just got to get used to that. It's a little bit different to FS 2020. Certainly wasn't quite low enough there. Okay, alright, I like that. I mean, the exercise is more around that trim, servo trim here, which is really good. I think it's a servo trim, isn't it? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, loving it. Works well, and I can imagine on longer flights it'll come in handy. Back into X-Plane. Really hate the stuttering though, you know, I've got to get the graphics right. Hopefully when I get the 4090, plus some more optimizations from Lamina themselves, it'll come up good, but you know, it's starting to look pretty good now. I'm certainly liking it, and I love the fact that I can see my wings really enjoying that part of it. Alright everyone, bye for now, and catch you next time. See ya. One of the things that I didn't pick up before, but when I adjust the trim here on the servo, the indicator goes up and down as well. I haven't checked that in FS 2020, but it certainly works in X-Plane, because there it goes there. You can't probably see that, but that's going up and down. The indicator's up and down, so that's really good. I'm so happy with that. Fantastic. Love it.